Hi, I'm Kat and I play Red. Those of you who know me know we travel quite a lot, and the two things we mostly travel for are board games and music. We go over to Europe quite often for gigs and concerts, so this is the perfect amalgamation of two of my favourite things. Today we're going to be looking at Draft and Write Records. This is from Inside Up Games, designed by Bruno Maciel. Let's have a look at how it plays. In Draft and Write Records, players will be drafting cards from their hand to manage a band and top the charts. Players will draft cards strategically to take actions and create harmony between band members, triggering bonus actions and rewards. Go on tour, fill your agenda and release singles and albums for extra points. The game ends when a player has a full crew, completes 6 goals or fails 5 times. The player with the most star power wins the game with the most famous band. So you're going to give each player a band sheet, a standard pencil, and pop the coloured pencils in the middle within reach of everyone. Now, the game does come with the coloured pencil, and a pencil sharpener, which is fantastic. However, for this game, I'm going to use something a bit more visible. So we have pens in yellow, blue, purple, red, and then obviously my pen to mark stuff. So this is just for visibility. If you're playing at home, these pencils are perfectly fine. Let's have a look at the band sheet and have a look at the different areas and some of the symbols. Now, up the top here, we have our fails and our goals, and you'll notice the exclamation point at the end of these tracks. Also, the crew section here, there is an exclamation point. These indicate game end triggers. So if any player has 5 fails, completes 6 goals, or completes their entire crew, that will trigger game end. Each section has an icon that will respond to any cards or icons that correspond with that area. Select a starting colour at random and fill in this little circle here at the left of your band name. Obviously, I'm going to use red. Okay. And then you need to think of a suitably witty name for your band. So that's going to go down here. My band is going to be called Ebola Witch. Don't ask, it's an ongoing joke. So that is my suitably witty band name and my starting dot at the top. There are 2 types of cards. Goal cards with the star on the back. We've shuffled those, formed a display of 4, and you're then going to deal 2 to each player. So there's my 2 and Rob's 2 there. Oops. Each player is going to have a look at these 2 and keep 1 to complete over the course of the game. So what do I want? I'm actually going to go for this one, and the discarded cards get shuffled back into the goal deck. Now, as well as the goal cards here, we have the play cards. Go through the deck, remove any that aren't relevant to the play account. Draft and Write Records actually goes up to a massive 6 players. So we have got all the 1 and 2 player cards. You can see on the bottom corner here, 1+, 2+. So just go through and make sure you've got the right cards for the number of players. Shuffle them, pop them in the middle and deal out 5 cards to each player. Each round is divided into 2 phases, the week and the weekend phase. During the week, each player will draft 4 cards and discard the last remaining card. Now, there are 4 different types of cards, so let's have a look at them. We have the Gain Assets card. The blue ones with the arrow, which you can see corresponds to this area on your board. Let's move my gold card out of the way. So, if you draw one of these, you're going to simply cross off this icon in the Assets area. Now, if you connect 2 or more icons, you're going to get the bonus indicated on the space here. Then we have agenda cards. Again, you choose the icon and cross it off on this section of your board here. Now, if you complete a row or a column here, you're going to gain the bonuses at either end of the line. Then we have our crew cards. Now, the crew come in 4 different types. We have lead singers, musicians, production and backstage. Note that these 5 spaces in the middle here have the little dollar sign. You must cross these off before you can place in those spaces. When placing a crew member, you're going to colour in the 4 skill circles on to your board here. So if I were to take this musician who's spinning round, we would colour in purple, yellow, blue and blue. Now, those colours can't be changed. They have to go in the same configuration as shown on the card. The last type of card is a scandal. Now, you're going to try to avoid these at all if possible. If, however, you're forced to take one, you have to cross one of the fails off at the top of your board here. Also, later in the game, when you get to a point and there's no cards you can take that you can use, again, in that situation, you have to cross off one of these fails. And you can see here on the second one, that actually gives you one of these dollar bonuses, which you'd use to either cross off one of the dollars here on your band and open that space up, or you use it to cross off one of these dollar signs here in the travel area. Now, the travel area doesn't have specific cards that trigger it. However, you'll see at various spaces on the board, there's this little minibus symbol, and that is what allows you to go travelling. So we have them here, here, on these spaces, and down here on the harmony section, which we'll come on to in a minute. All bonuses must be taken immediately. They cannot be held over to the next round. So let's have a look at what we want from these cards and we can see how the game plays. Obviously, I need to work towards my personal goal here, as well as the 4 main goals on the table. So let's have a look at these. This one here is unlock 2 multipliers. Now, the multipliers are these little purple spaces here. There's various ways you can get these. You get your ×3 and ×4 here. There's a ×2 and ×3 here. And when you get them, you're just going to mark them off there. And then when you're placing a musician, you multiply this number here by whichever multiplier you're using. So let's take some turns and see what happens. Goodness. What I want is I'm going to start working towards that multiplier bonus, which I can actually get from a diagonal line up here. So once all players have taken their card, they pop it face down in front of them. When everyone's ready, we're going to turn it over and play it. So here, we're going to just cross this off here. And then I will pass the cards. I then get the next lot of cards from Rob, so I'm getting 4. Let's have a look at what he's got here. My goodness, scandals in both hands. That's not very good, is it? So, I'm going to take this lead singer here. Oops, I've played that one, so it goes in the discard pile. I'm going to take this lead singer here. I'm going to place this card into my discard pile. And I'm going to play this lead singer here. So I put the 3 there, and my numbers are always wonky. And I'm going to colour this red, and then the purples here and here. Now, you'll notice at the top here, I've got 2 reds connected. So I created a harmony. So we're going to mark that red and then go down to the harmony section of the board. This is going to allow me to cross a bonus off this red line here. Now, we've spoken about money, so I'm not going to do that one. I am, in fact, going to cross off the singles here. So I cross this one off, and we come up here. You can see the matching symbol here, and cross off a single. Now, these are singles and albums. This is your release section. And at the end of the game, you will multiply the number of crosses at the top by the number of crosses at the bottom. And obviously, both these tracks give you bonuses as you move up them. So this would currently score me a massive 0 points, 1 times 0. But as you can see, there are various bonuses as you move up the track as well. We're going to cross this line off here to prove that we've made this bonus. We've got the bonus from it. Pass the cards and take our next batch. So we have got this musician here. Now, this musician has actually got purple at the top. Now, I can't place it in either of these spaces because I haven't unlocked it. Oops, didn't discard my lead singer. But I could place it here and gain this purple bonus. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the 1 there. And then we have purple, yellow. I don't know how well this yellow is going to show up on camera. And blues. Blue and blue. So again, I've created a harmony. So we do this, and I get to cross off on the purple row. So again, we've looked at money. We haven't looked at travel yet. So let's take a travel bonus. So I can tour anywhere on these lines. Now I'm going to go this way because I want to open that up. So we cross off there. So you can already see this early in the game that we're starting to trigger some of these bonuses. So I then pass the 2 cards on, take the last 2 cards. And I have a great choice here. I'm going to take this Red Crew. We like a bit of red. We're going to put them here for now and go red. Red. I'm being lazy because I'm doing it upside down. Put the 3 in there. And then we're going to discard the last card from our hand. So that just goes straight into the discard. That's the end of our week. So now we move on to the weekend. During the weekend, you'll get the opportunity to claim goals. Now, you're going to work through the public goals first, left to right. Goals will always give you points as shown at the top here, but most of them will also give you other bonuses as shown here. So you can see we had the blue arrow for here. We have a release and a harmony. So the symbols make sense once you've started playing, to be fair. So neither of us currently has any of these goals, and we don't have our personal goal yet. If I were to have completed any of these goals, I'd write the number in the top there, gain the bonuses in any order that I wish. But don't forget, once you have 6, the trigger for the game end. Multiple players can complete the same goal in the same turn. Once it's been claimed, it's removed from play and a new one is brought in that cannot be claimed until the next weekend. If at any point players can't complete any of the goals shown, if for example we both filled all of our musicians and none of them had 6 or more points, we'd remove that card from play and bring a new goal in. At the end of the weekend, you will flip over the direction card so that cards are being played in the opposite direction. Obviously, with 2 players, this doesn't matter so much, but with multiple players, it's important. So don't forget to switch your direction. So you just flip the card over and you're going to pass in that direction. Now, I've drawn my next 5 cards. One thing to talk about is the asset and agenda cards. You'll see these where you have 2 symbols. You can only use one of these, so it's a choice between the 2, and both of these cards will have those options, so just pay attention to that. One or the other, you can't have both. I'm going to just sit, draw some cards up, fill my board out a bit so that we can show you how game end and some of the goals work. So give me 5 minutes and we'll be back. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay. Let's do that.
I'll speed this up.
So we did a few more cards, and then we got to a point where I wanted to show you some cool stuff. So here we have the microphone, which means I can cross this out, and I'm actually going to trigger all 3 of these bonuses. So this is going to get complicated. The first thing I'm going to do is cross out this release one here, and that gives me a travel bonus. So I'm going to go here, which means I can cross this out. And this is going to give me my ×3 and ×4 multipliers. So we're going to mark them and cross them out. Doesn't matter how messy you are, as long as you know what's going on. We're then going to go here and we get $1. So I need to think about where I want to put this $. I can't travel anymore down this track, so I could take that out. Alternatively, I open up one of these spaces on my board here, which I'm going to do. I'm going to cross that out. And then we have another calendar bonus here. So we're going to cross this out. So you can see we're starting to chain already without actually having done a huge amount yet. So the next cards are going to come to me, and I've got the guitar symbol here. So this is going to be my discard. We are going to cross out this here. Now you'll see this symbol here and here. There's only a few of these. This allows me to colour in one of these extra spots here. So I'm going to colour this top one in red to give me a red harmony. So we cross that out because we've used it. And let's have a look. I still need to do my personal bonus card, which is one of each harmony, which doesn't give a bonus. So that's going to be these odd spaces here. So I'm going to start working towards that by that. And then my other bonus, I am going to do a purple here, that, and cross this out. And purple bonus, do you know what? I'm going to do the same. I'm going to cross out a blank one. So I'm halfway towards filling my personal goal. So now at the end of the week, we're going to look at the goals again. And look here, we've completed this one because we have 2 multipliers. We got our ×3 and ×4 here. So I'm going to gain 4 points, which I'm going to put in the top here, upside down. And I'm going to gain this bonus. I'm going to go here. And this gives me 1 here, which gives me a cash bonus. So I've done that one. And here, another harmony. So what do I want to do here? I'm going to cross this yellow off. So not only am I working towards a column and the 10 points, but I'm working towards my personal goal. So this has been fulfilled. So it goes, and we're going to put another one into play that won't take effect just yet. But that one's dead. And here we have a musician with 6 or more points. And now I've got these multipliers, that's going to be much easier because realistically I only need like a 2 or more. Then I can multiply it and I'm going to get my 6. So although I've triggered this, these stay here, and this can help me towards another goal. And then moving on, we've not completed this one or this one. However, we have completed this one. We've done a collaboration and we filmed a video in this area. So we're going to get 4 points for that, which we pop up the top. That goal is removed and a new one comes in. Now, although I've completed this one, I have all 4 corners, I can't actually complete it until the next weekend. So you can see how this fills in pretty quickly. Now, remember I said at the beginning, when either your fails, your goals, or your band section becomes full, you're going to trigger game end. Now, we haven't actually done that with any of these, so here's one we made earlier. The colours probably aren't as good, so you can see why we used pen. This yellow is very faint, I find. So when I'm playing with the pencils, I tend to just put a little, this is obviously one of Rob's sheets, I tend to just put a little Y there so that I know for sure there's something there. So when one of these 3 triggers, you're going to move into end game. If it's triggered during the weekend, you're going to finish checking all of the goals in the middle of the table and the personal goals, score them up here, and then move on to endgame scoring. However, if the fails or the band section is completed during the week, you're going to finish the turn and immediately move on to the weekend. So you're not going to draft any more cards. You just go straight into the weekend, check the end goals, and move to end game scoring. Now, the first thing you're going to do is check for any empty spaces in your band slots, because you need a lot of band members for a good band. In this case, there's 1 empty spot, so we mark one of the fails. Obviously, it's already been done here. If you had multiple blank spaces, you'd fill one of these fail slots for each blank band member space. So make sure over the course of the game that you fill these spots. So then we're going to move on to the good scoring, which is here, which is also very handy for the game to remind you what you're looking to get points in. The first thing you're going to do is sum up all of your band members here. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 29. So we're going to pop that 29 in there. And you can see over this game, Rob used the ×3, presumably on this guy here, who is a 3, to make him a 9. So that is why your multipliers are good, as well as the goals. They're also going to give you good end game points. Now, it's pretty obvious that Rob was working towards one big goal here. So the sum total of his goals is 20, which for 1 isn't bad at all. So we put 20 in here. You're then going to look at your harmony section and add up all points from complete rows and columns. So these aren't complete. This is 10, 25, plus 15, 40, 55, 70. So each complete row is worth 15, and the columns are 5 or 10 points. Obviously, with these 5s, you're getting the money, so the points aren't as good. So you add up your rows and columns and pop them in here. Any rows or columns up here, and there's none. So if you'd completed this row, you'd get 10 points. This column, 10 points, because don't forget, you get the top and the bottom. Then we're going to have a look on our travel section. Add up the points of any places you visited. So 5, 25, 30, Didn't get any further, so a total of 30 for the World Tour. Then the release section is 3 times 6. So 3 marked on the top here, 6 at the bottom, 3 sixes are 18, and minus 20 for the fail section. So, and hopefully the maths right here equals 147. And the player with the most points is the winner. So Draft and Write Records is available now. It plays between 1 to 6. I think, yes, there is a solo mode. Yes, there's a solo mode. It plays between 1 and 6 players. And of course, because you're playing simultaneously and you're drafting, it doesn't take much longer with the higher player counts than the smaller player counts. It's available to play on Board Game Arena as well, so you can go and test it out there. Apart from the fact it's a theme I adore, there's lots of really nice details in this game. The box and the cards are textured, and they've actually got this circular kind of groove, so it's like a record, so you can hear that. And the cards are the same, so it's actually done like a record. I don't know what it would play if we put it on the turntable. I'm tempted to try that. Don't do it at home, kids. So the little details are really nice. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of the yellow pencil. It's really hard to see. I wish it had been another colour. I don't know what you could have done, maybe green or something, but yellow's not a great colour choice. I love the fact you get all these pencils. I love the fact you get a pencil sharpener as well. I'm sure we've all got these knocking around, but you can never find them when you want them. So it's super handy. Keep it in the box. Don't put it somewhere sensible because you'll never find it again. So the details and the little tricks on this are really nice. It does very much feel like a typical roll and write, in the fact that towards the end game your turns can get quite long and you're triggering this, which is triggering this and this and this and this, and we really enjoy that. We really like a good feeling of achievement, and when you're ticking off multiple boxes from one turn, it's great. Check it out now, Inside Up Games, Draft and Write Records. Now there is a little secret that I'm not going to give up. Have a look under the insert. Come back and tell me in the comments what you found. But just take the insert out and have a look. Very neat little bonus. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to click like, subscribe, all that stuff. We've got the first Essen release lists coming up now. So we'll be having a look at some of that soon. So keep an eye out. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.